Okay, well, thanks for the time today. I do have a slideshow presentation I'm going to walk you through that allow us to kind of pop the hood and take a look at the engine of our campaign, so to speak. I got this PowerPoint divided into three sections. First section gives a little background on my company and what we do and kind of provide context for our conversation. The second section is where we'll go deep on the specific strategy that I recommend to provide a solution to your situation. And in the third section, we'll review scope of work, outcome, and price. Hope that sounds good. Well, I can go as quick or as slow as I need to through this. I will say that as I'm going through this solution, feel free to stop me and pause the video and send me a message and ask any questions that you might like. All right, then. Well, if there's nothing else, let's move right on with it. So when companies ask me what we do, the crux of it is multi-channel outbound lead generation and sales development for business-to-business companies. What that means is we build machines that generate sales appointments for your business that enable you to increase your sales opportunities and therefore increase revenue. This is a very challenging thing to do correctly. It's not a push-button solution. Many of our competitors we see today are essentially lead mills that ran on softwares and run on softwares and bots and aimlessly targeting random people online or managed by people who have no idea what it takes to generate serious high value appointments in the business to business space. But I'm going to show you exactly how we do this for our clients today. There are four criteria we look for in clients that we work with. One is they're working in the business to business space, selling to businesses. They have a high enough ticket item to justify hiring us. If you sell a $100 widget, that would take a lot of widgets to, you understand. And we can find the people online. We search primarily in LinkedIn of millions of people, prospects on LinkedIn, and patience, because this machine takes a while to get going, but once it gets going, it gets compounded. The barriers for the business-to-business marketers are these companies that remedy this problem are the ones that can create an outbound lead gen system, one that can control and stop relying solely on referrals. Our existing customers in their marketplace or existing customers in their marketplace. The challenges of creating that system are, no doubt, you have to have staffing, the professionals needed to run the system, budgeting, the finances needed for all the necessary staff and tools, and finding the time to actually create and manage the system. This is the part that I mentioned earlier. Now, to be clear, we're not a sales consultancy, but we know a lot about business-to-business sales. If we're not diving into your sales process and systems, we're going to have a hard time building the best sales development machine possible. We can't just dump leads on your doorstep and hope it all works out. We need feedback from your team on every phone call, how the calls are going, and what your framework for your sales conversation is. All of it. That will really help the whole machine. Only then will we be able to fully utilize the output of the machine that we're building. First, we start off with LinkedIn. Someone from your team, this could be someone higher up in the organization, founders, presidents, CEOs work best. We optimize their LinkedIn profile to create the best copy to resonate with your prospects. We can't just list out your job title on LinkedIn. We need to make it clear who you help and the problems you help them with. You help them solve. This is how you stand out from the crowd and get more of your ideal prospects to connect with you. After we've fixed up your profile and we begin assembling a database of high-level prospects on LinkedIn by sending out good old manual fashioned connection requests one by one. This is how you get the best results. To do that, we have to get really clear on who your ideal prospect is. What are their titles? What industries are they in or not in? Where are they located? How large of a company, etc. Then we're going to be reaching out to these individuals directly to warm them up through personal one-to-one email campaigns. Maybe you've received something like this. This is what they call leg humping. They're going right, they're asking for the sale almost immediately. That's not something we do. And we're not talking about general outreach like this either. No. But personal messaging that looks super unique one to one. We improve open rates 2 to 3 times with our unique personal email approach. We'll be sending out campaigns just like this one, as well as the follow up. It looks something like this. We find the high value prospects, we send this, we connect with them. This first email they get is just thanks for connecting. Next email, sharing an interesting article. And then the third email, there's a request for a phone call. Now I've altered this particular sequence, and right here in the middle between message 2 and message 3, uh, we I send an about us. Like it basically says, initially we contacted you because we wanted to build to your client. We want to see if we could be of mutual help with each other. And in that regard, I'm sharing a little bit about us and what I do at our company. I'd like to find out more about you and what you do at your company. So here's just a little blurb about, summary of what your company does and what you do, and asking them to reciprocate and find out a little bit about them. And that's what I put between 2 and 3 now. And then on the third one, it's sort of following that email up and asking for a phone call. And it sort of makes it a little bit more of a gentle, I believe. That's my approach. So, it's more of an emphasis on relationship building rather than churn and burn. And you'll have more of a path of long-term growth and more fruitful short-term results, basically. Now, this statistic basically is saying that most recipients open an email because they recognize the sender's name. And we know that drives results, and we take your name recognition and awareness building off your plate with these prospects as one of our services. And we do it with a consistent display of authority and relevant content that makes you memorable. These are posts that would go out. Being memorable is the first step in staying top of mind. Multiply that activity across the board with the prospects in your database. This is the machine working in real time, generating warm leads for your business. Now, this is another interesting statistic from Marketo Lead Gen study. So only 44% of leads generated will ever be called or follow up more than once. But 93% of conversions happen after the 6th touch point. So we divide our campaigns into 2 sections. The first section is what we call the foundation. This is where we build your outbound lead generation and sales development machine. This phase usually takes about 4 weeks, give or take. Sometimes it could stretch out a week longer, a couple of weeks longer if we're waiting on material from a client. Sometimes everything gets over to us quickly and we can get it done closer to 3 weeks. But usually on average, it takes us about a month. The last client, it took a little bit less, but they were in a big rush. The long and short of it is that all of this work is the necessary items that we need to get done to get your outbound sales development system built. All of the target research, copywriting, profile optimization. We write all of the scripts for your playbook for all LinkedIn connection requests and email campaigns. We build all of your database. We do everything here to get this machine up and running. Second phase of the campaign is what we call ongoing management. This is where we run your outbound lead generation and sales development machine. This phase has no end. We want a repeatable playbook that we run over and over again, month in and month out. Now, we'll certainly be optimizing every single month, but the goal should be to run a repeatable playbook. If we're doing something new each month, then it's not what we want. We want it to be smooth. We just want to tweak a teeny bit, if at all. Same thing as before. I know you're going to want to see this material after this meeting because there's a lot of bullet points to digest, but this material relates to running the machine that we build into the foundation. The main part of this phase is executing on all of the necessary activities that get all of the LinkedIn and email touchpoints in front of your prospect. We send all of the ongoing connection requests to keep your database full of prospects. We send all of the emails and generate the appointments. Through this scope of work, most of our clients find they are between 5 to 10 leads, agreements to phone calls each month. Some more than that, some less. For your type of business and audience, I think that level is certainly attainable. Now, we build and run this whole machine for $1,500 a month. We ask for a 3-month commitment for our clients so that it gives us time to build the machine and run it effectively for 3 months without locking our clients into some long 12-month contract. All we ask is for the 3 months, and by the end of the 3 months, we'll get together and say what we like, what we need to improve and optimize, or we also might be talking about what we want to tack onto the campaign. Either way, by the time the 3-month ends, we should be at our projected lead gen pace that we have here. Ben's company, Architectural Woodworking, increased revenue by 40% using the same LinkedIn campaign. Companies choose us over hiring internally because we have a track record, we are much cheaper, and we can launch within weeks and the multiple services we provide. Let's get back wasted time, make revenue more predictable, relationships more profitable, and sales processes more repeatable. We partner generally with companies who are looking to increase their overall lead generation volume for their organization, provide more support and resources, namely leads for their sales teams, improve the quality of the sales conversations they're having on a regular basis, create a system of predictability within their sales team's pipeline, which is in turn helps leadership improve outlooks and forecasting, get more eyeballs on their company by adding new channels to their marketing efforts, and lastly, we like working with companies who have a desire to integrate their outbound sales efforts with long-term marketing strategy, something that doesn't always happen efficiently in organizations. If any of this sounds like you, then this should be relevant. Here's a slide that shows a small swatch of the clients I've worked with in the past. I've served a wide variety of industries. Now I'm serving green businesses. Basically, if you're business to business, you can find your clients online and on LinkedIn, and you have a high ticket product or service, we can be a great fit to partner with. Do you have any questions on any of this? Please let me know. Thank you so much.